Send me some cereal. Oh, we got clothes in here. But ain't no way a nigga sent me some clothes in the fucking cereal box. Defy the odds. That's not a bad hoodie at all.
If you're seeing this video, then Duke Dennis is seeing my clothing brand. Now, Duke Dennis seeing my clothing brand means a lot to me. And if you just watched the clip, and if you didn't watch the clip, go back and watch the clip. It's in the first few seconds of this video. That clip meant a lot to me simply because I've been trying to get my brand seen for the longest time ever. You see, my brand has been seen by DDG and Duke Dennis now. DDG, he liked and commented on my Instagram post. Duke Dennis, he's seen it. I sent it to his P.O. box. He liked it. You see, at the end of the day, what it is I want to say in today's video is that I'm grateful that they like it. I'm glad that they like it. And let me let you know how it is. I'm going around getting my brand seen, let you know some more details about my brand, and let you know more about me. That's kind of what it is. I feel like I need to put on this channel more about myself, more about my brand. And I know we do a lot of motivation because I like to preach motivation because that's what got me out of my hard times when it was I was trying to go ahead and start my clothing brand, when it was I was trying to go ahead and get through just being homeless, when it was I was homeless. You see, I'm about to dive into my little own story about myself real quick. You see, my name is Davion. I'm 17. On here, you call me D. Everybody around me calls me D. That's my nickname. And shoot, when it was I was, I think, what was it, 16 going to 17, I was homeless. We was homeless for, it was some good months, almost there. Was it a year? No, it wasn't a year. But we was homeless for a cool little bit of time. And during that time, I just seen my mother struggle around me, seen my siblings struggle around me, seen them do certain things that I wish I would never see, you know? And during that time, I feel like it truly hurt me to the point where it was like, I gotta do something. A lot of people around my age are always gonna be so fixated on school, and I was so fixated on school, always getting the good grades. But I came to see that the good grades didn't really help me out during that time. When it was I was getting good grades, when it was I was in a homeless shelter, it didn't really too much help me. It didn't help me go ahead and uplift my family with we needed one thing, and at that point in time, we needed money, and we didn't have that. Grades is gonna help me one day down the line get money, but it was not helping me right now. I needed something that was gonna help me right now. I needed to create something. I needed to be somebody. I needed to go ahead and, I don't know, transform my life for my family and myself. During that time in the homeless shelter, I heard like just so many people crying, so many different things. We were going through, like, everybody in there I feel like had depression. I would go outside, I would see women crying. I would go inside, women still crying, people figuring out what it is they're gonna try and eat. We're getting food from this shelter. This shelter helping us out a lot. That was probably actually a good shelter that we was at. It helped us out a lot, but it still was just, they weren't helping us with the moving process. My mom had to go ahead and put a lot more weight on her shoulders than I would have liked for her to carry. But to fast forward, my mom helped us get out of that situation. We got into an apartment, and when we were in that apartment, I kind of just, I kind of was just going crazy on, I need to go ahead and find something that's going to make sure that me and my family, or that myself, is going to go ahead and have the money to take care of my family, have the money to go ahead and take care of myself as well. And so I started to think, even when I was inside of the homeless shelter, I started to think about my next steps for when it was I was out of there. Because being inside the homeless shelter, I felt like I couldn't be as comfortable. I couldn't really, like, it just wasn't my element. It just, when it is you have your own personal space, you have more control, I say. And I feel like I didn't have a lot of control over my life during that period in time. So once we got out of that period in time, I just took it and I ran with it. I took with the little idea that I had and ran with it. At first, I started a clothing brand called God's Child. God's Child didn't do too well simply because it didn't really too much embody myself. And I felt like when I created Defy the Odds DTO, that truly embodied myself. That embodied my whole motivation. That embodied my whole story. DTO is my whole entire story. It's my whole entire, I want to say my whole entire being. Coming from where it is I come from Detroit, coming from where it is, just low income, everything like that. It embodies everything. Defying the Odds embodies everything to me. I want to say Defying the Odds, it truly started when I seen that we could actually get outside of the shelter. When I seen that you can go through a lot in this world, but as long as you don't let it beat you up too bad, as long as you go ahead and know that there's always going to be some light at the end of the tunnel, as long as you know that, you can get out of this situation, or as long as you see one of them top streamers and you see them just going ahead and playing with the fancy cars, or you see them driving all these Lambos, you see them playing with the money, you see them throwing it, man, I remember when I was watching the YouTube video and I seen this person just throwing $100 bills. And I remember when I was working at my job at McDonald's and it took me so long to even work for one of them $100 bills and he just throwing them. I'm like, dang, that's 2 weeks for me. Dang, that's 2 weeks for me. That's crazy, right? But he got way more of them. I'm like, dang, I can't keep selling my time. So I went ahead and I took some inspiration out of the shelter. When I was inside of the shelter, I was playing football, so I had to miss a couple games. Mind you, I had the shelter. If you have at the homeless shelter, we had this thing where if you were outside for a certain period of time, then they assumed you had somewhere to go. So I couldn't always be at the football games that I was practicing for. My coaches would always tell me that you need to show up more, but my mom is sickly. In the homeless shelter, my mom is sickly. If she's sick, I gotta be there. Like some days I had to skip practices. I had to miss out on a lot. And so my teammates and my coaches felt like they couldn't trust me. And just explaining that to them was something I couldn't do at the time because I was just, I don't know, I feel like I was numb. I just we wouldn't be able to see eye to eye. So I created this clothing brand and went all in with it. Now, defy the odds. I'm gonna show it on the screen right now. The hand right there, that's reaching towards the stars is my hand where it is. I was inside of the shelter. I was inside of the shelter and I was laying down and I had my hand up at the sky just thinking, truly thinking, what could I truly become? Like, where is my path gonna truly lay? Like, what it is do I wanna be, you know? At this point in my life, I kind of just had to like snap into reality and realize that it's time for me to go hard. It's time for me to really decide who it is I want to become. And I decided who it was I wanted to become. I wanted to become a boss. I wanted to be somebody who wasn't going ahead and getting pushed away from doors, someone who wasn't getting shut down on, someone who didn't have to rely on everybody else to go ahead and make grand achievements like what I just did with Duke Dennis, sending him that clothing brand. Like, I wanted to become somebody who had control of their own fate, and I wanted to become a boss. Now, everything that was not easy. Going into that, I had to go ahead and I worked the job, quit my job once I had enough money for my LLC. Working the job, it was a totally new experience for me. I was loving it, but, well, I wasn't loving it. I was kind of really hating it. I would say I only loved being around like the people at the job and like when we were joking. But it was a lot of days where everybody had attitudes and I just wasn't feeling it. And I also knew that I was selling my time. And that's something called selling your time is another thing called the rat race. I started to read up on a lot of books. The 48 Laws of Power. I've been reading that since I was in 8th grade. I read How to Grow Rich. I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad Cash Flow Quadrant. I read, what else did I read? I read a lot of different books. I have a lot of different books over there. I read The Lean Startup. I got, what else is that book? How Children Grow and Succeed. I read a lot of different books, and them books helped me go ahead and shape my mental and help me go ahead and understand how I could put my system together, how I could go ahead and put the clothing brand together to help me get out of like that period of struggle or to help me go ahead and build something for the future. I won't say creating a clothing brand has made me a millionaire because I'm not a millionaire. I won't say it's made me thousands of dollars because it hasn't made me thousands of dollars. But what I can say is that it's something that will be able to change my life for the better. It's something that will go ahead and at the end of the day, even if it doesn't change my life, it's something that I love to do, something that I enjoy doing. So that's my clothing brand. That's what it is I love to do. I worked my job, quit my job, and then I kind of came to realize that I should have kept my job because I was starting to see some motion from DDG, and I was like, dang, what if I had my job still? I'd be able to pay a lot of different influencers to hop my brand. But I didn't have my job anymore. I went ahead and sold candy. I know that's kind of crazy, right? 17-year-old going around selling candy, but you had to get it by any means. That's what I like with Defy the Odds. Is really get it by any means. Is do whatever it is you have to do. Somebody even said that inside the comments on what it was. I posted the Duke Dennis. They said, shoot, by any means. At the end of the day, over here is by any means. I'm gonna do whatever it is I have to do. Now, why was it that I used that cereal brand or that cereal box? I used that for attention. I feel like not a lot of people do that. A lot of people in this world will go ahead and put the little rhinestones on the clothing brand. I love that. I like the rhinestones on the clothing brand, but I want to do something different. I want to come out with something different. I want to go out and become somebody that's new, somebody that starts their own trends, somebody who starts, I don't know. I want to be original. So I'm about to try my best to be original. I'm about to try my best to go ahead and come up with some new ideas, some new things. Because I know y'all tired of seeing people use the same titles. People do the same things. You want to see something new. That's why y'all watch people like Duke Dennis and Cenat, because they bring you enjoyment. I want to bring you enjoyment with my clothing brand. I want to bring you enjoyment and empowerment with my clothing brand. Because at the end of the day, Defy the Odds is going ahead and overcoming your struggle. Just like I have. Just like I am doing today. overcoming my struggle. I face daily problems like everybody else, but I'm trying my best to go ahead and overcome them. That's it. It just defy the odds is just trying every single day. It's like at the end of the day, I can't put it any other way than how Kobe Bryant put it. Control what you can't control. And that's just how I've been running with it ever since. So if you're a young brand owner, if you're a young entrepreneur, if you're someone who truly wants to do something in this world, control what you can't control. I couldn't control being in a homeless shelter, but I wanted some form of control. I seeked control. So I went ahead and I built something that can one day go ahead and stop me from ever being in that situation again. That's what you got to do. And what else would I say? I would say during that time of starting that clothing brand, and even during that summer before I even had got that job, I had faced 2 injuries. So I knew football might not be my way to go. I had faced an injury where it was I was practicing every single day outside because I truly had came from the homeless shelter thinking that I gotta go pro. I gotta go ahead and go to college and do this and do that. So I trained my ass off. Now, I don't know if it's because I have sickle cell trait or any other reason, but when I was training, I went ahead, I would go from at school, I would have track practice, and I would go home and I would do another 2 hours or just an hour 30 outside. And with my little cones, I would get my football cleats, my football cones, and I would just go ahead and practice for football, even though football is already passed. I wanted to become the best. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be better than good. Now, I didn't stretch enough. And when I didn't stretch enough, I pulled my hamstring one day at track practice. They said, dang, how did that happen? I've been overworking my body. The lady felt on my legs. She said, your legs are so tight. You haven't been stretching enough. And I pulled a piece of my pelvis off when I pulled my hamstring. Yeah. And that took me 5 months to recover. I recovered from that. Then my leg still wasn't in shape because it was smaller than the other leg. People joked about that, but I still went ahead and built my leg back up to the right size. And then I went ahead and played a few games, and at practice one day, I'm going crazy. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm hitting balls away. I'm feeling unstoppable. I hit the ball away and I land on the ground, and somebody else lands on top of my arm, and my arm, it has like a little crack or a little noise inside of it. And that's when I tore a ligament inside my arm. I actually tore it in this arm. I tore a ligament inside my arm. And when I tore that ligament inside my arm, I was out. I had to heal. Then I lost my big cousin, Roro. Roro, he truly was, I'm not gonna lie, he truly is the fire behind this brand, Roro. I lost my big cousin, Roro, and I don't know, I haven't been the same ever since. That helped me also click into perspective that I don't have a lot of time in this world. He died at 19. It made me click into the perspective of not having a lot of time in this world. I gotta try my best to get where it is I'm trying to go. I gotta do my best. I gotta do more. So it made me realize that at any age you can truly pass away. And I've been seeing that this throughout my life of having young friends, young people around me just pass away. So it's like at the end of the day, go get it now. Don't wait, because you might not have that 19 age. You might not have that 20-year-old age. So since I got this 17-year-old age, I'm gonna do my best with it. So when I do pass, people can never say that I didn't try my best or I didn't try, because I did. But that's another thing. That's not to get too serious, too morbid. But yeah, that's my clothing brand. I went ahead, sold candy to build up the brand. I went ahead, worked a job to build up my brand. I went ahead and I did a lot of different things just to get the money for the brand. I sold stuff, designer shoes. I did whatever it is I had to. That's just really it. That's what I mean by defy the odds. Overcome your struggle. And you got to do whatever it is it takes. But also, that's also my story about where it is the brand truly came from. When it is, I had my hand at the sky inside of the clothes. When I had my hand inside the sky, like in the air, when it was I was laying down in the homeless shelter. That's where it is it came from. That's where I got the star from. That's where it is I got the hand reaching up out of the mud from. Just how it was. And I built my brand, and I started my YouTube channel. Now my YouTube channel truly came from like a point in my life where I was going against fake friends. I was remembering the time in my life where it is I was celebrated so much and loved so much by my friends and my peers, but I didn't have that love no more. People just, I don't know, we faded. You know, you grow, you come to meet different people, and sometimes y'all build bonds that'll last for a long time, or y'all build short bonds, and that's just how it was. I built my YouTube channel off that, and I came on here just trying my best to motivate people to go ahead and change their situation, because that's where I was doing. I was trying to change my own situation. I was trying to get my head from out of the clouds. I was trying to stop being depressed. I was trying to go ahead and stop, I was trying to go ahead and stop seeking handouts, you know, wishing that somebody would come down and save me. And I wanted to push that to everybody else and tell them, if you stop seeking handouts, then maybe you'll get somewhere, you know? I mean, that's what I did. I stopped seeking handouts, sold candy for my clothing brand, even at the age of 17. I don't care. I didn't care. I went up to doors and got them slammed in my face. Sometimes people didn't even come and answer the door. I remember one time going ahead promoting my brand with flyers that I got from the library and just always being out there during the summer. Every single day outside in the summer that I had of this year, I was outside selling candy. If I was not selling candy, then I was at the library printing and coming up with different strategies for my brand. I was hanging it up in the library, seeing it get tore down. People telling me I can't promote in the library. People telling me I can't promote here. People closing the doors in my face. People saying even nasty words to me. It was how it was, but I knew I was gonna do something, so I kept going. It just is how it is. And now I go around and I promote with my business cards. It took me a long time to go ahead and even get a business card. But I kind of made this video just to tell y'all a little bit more about myself and to tell you about my clothing brand, and to also tell you that if it's something in this world that you truly want to do, you could do it. Like, just like you see my brand get seen on his stream, we can do so much more than just that. Like, we could become that top streamer. We can become these people at the top. We could stop selling our time and become bosses. It's just gonna take a little bit more time. It's just gonna take us finding the people that we can learn from, you know? Also, I had so many different mentors. Like, Who Casper was my mentor. A lot. Justin Phillips was my mentor on the clothing brand journey. I had so many different mentors. I spent so much money on this that it's just like, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a waste of money because it was me going ahead and spending it on myself. If you invest in yourself, you'll get somewhere. That's it. Now I hope you enjoyed learning about my brand. I hope you enjoyed just knowing that you can do something too, you know? Shoot, you're seeing this video. If Duke Dennis has opened up my clothing brand or has seen my clothing brand or liked my clothing brand, if you want to go ahead and find my clothing brand, the link is going to be in the comments. If you want to find my Instagram, the link is going to be in the comments, so you can go ahead and see that DDG like and comment, or you can go ahead and see that Duke Dennis video if I'm opening up the brand. At the end of the day, if you want to watch different kind of content like this, or if you want to see more clothing brand content, or if you want to see vlog type content, let me know what kind of content you want to see on my channel, and I'm gonna do my best to make it work. I feel like we've been doing a lot of motivational content, but now I feel like it's time for y'all to go ahead and start learning who I am, you know, learn about me. And I'm gonna learn about you. You wanna go ahead and see the people that I'm around, see the daily interactions and the jokes that I make, just let me know. Shoot, it ain't a secret. But everything gonna be in the link we're gonna put it in the comments. It's not gonna be in the description, it's gonna be in the comments. All right, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going. Stay up, stay blessed, and be easy. I'm out of here.
To make the unknown known.
Start trying to have people look into your life. Start trying to have people look into what music you make. Start trying to have people look into what clothing you making. Start trying to have people look into that new designer designer brand that you just had come out. Like, whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to us being those people who whatever happened to us having dreams, man?